Hello and welcome to Learn Statistics class. In this class, we are going to learn statistical concepts in simple and easy way. The topic of today's lecture is basic terms of statistics. In this lecture, we will learn the basic terms of statistics one by one. Let us start. The first term is class interval, or it is simply known as class. The observations which have common characteristics are put into a group known as class interval or simply class. For example, consider the classification of students according to the marks. The marks and number of students are given. In this table, (10 to 20) is a class. Similarly, 20 to 30 is a class. Likewise, 70 to 80 is a class interval. In this classification, marks are classified into the classes 10 to 20, 20, 30, etc. And the number of students falling in each class are counted. Now let us see the next term, class limit or class boundaries. When data are put into different classes, the lowest value and the highest value of the class are called class limits or class boundaries. Consider the classification of students according to the marks. In this table, for the class 10 to 20, 10 and 20 are the class limits. Here 10 is the lowest value of the class and 20 is the highest value of the class. Similarly, for the class, for example, 50 to 60, 50 is the lowest value and 60 is the highest value. These two values are the class limits of the class 50 to 60. If you want to learn how the classification is done and on which basis classes are formed, then click on the I button at the top right corner of the screen, and link of that lecture is also mentioned in the description box. Now let us see the next basic concept, lower limit of a class. When the data are put into different classes according to size, the lowest value of the class is called the lower limit. For example, consider the following classifications. In this table, for the class 10 to 20, this 10 is the lowest value of the class and it is known as lower limit of a class. Similarly, for 20 to 30, 20 is the lower limit of the class. The lower limit of the class is denoted by L. Let us see upper limit of a class. When the data are put into different classes according to the size, then the highest value of the class is called upper limit of the class. Consider the following table of classification of the students according to the marks. Suppose we consider the class 30 to 40. In this class, the highest value is 40. Hence, the upper limit is 40. Similarly, for the class 50 to 60, highest value is 60 and hence upper limit is equal to 60. Upper limit of a class is denoted by a letter capital U. Now let us see the next concept, class width or class magnitude. The difference between upper limit and the lower limit of a class is called class width or class magnitude. It is also known as class length. The class width is denoted by different letters. It may be denoted by H or C or I. To understand the class width, consider the classification of students according to the marks as given in the following table. Now consider the class here. Consider the class 20 to 30. We know that in this class the lower limit is 20L, upper limit U is equal to 30. Therefore, the class interval I is calculated as upper limit minus lower limit. Substitute these values, we get the class interval is I equal to 10. Similarly, for other class also we can calculate it. Say for 60 to 70, class interval equal to 70 minus 60 and it is 10. This is the class width or class magnitude. Next one is open-end classes. A class which has either no lower limit or no upper limit is called an open-end class. Means in this case either lower limit is not given or upper limit is not given. To understand, let us see the classification of weights and the number of persons. Here, look at the table. The first class is below 50. Means in the first class below 50, lower limit is not mentioned. In this class, you can take any lower limit less than 50 or below 50. Suppose I take lower limit is equal to 40. Then it is also correct. Suppose somebody takes lower limit equal to 10. Then it is also correct. Means there is no lower limit of the first class is given. Such a class is called open-end class. Similarly, observe the last class 80 and above means upper limit of the class is not clearly mentioned here. The upper end is open and somebody can take any value as a upper limit. For example, if someone take 100 as upper limit, then it is also fine. Or if someone takes upper limit as 1000, it is also correct. Means the upper end of the last class is open. Hence the last class is known as open end class. Next term, frequency. The number of atoms of a particular value of variable is repeated in the data, and that repeated value is called frequency of data. We know that if we have a data, then some numbers are repeated, and that repeated number is called frequency of that value. It is denoted by F. For example, suppose 20 students score 80 marks in the subject statistics. Then the score 80 has the frequency 20. Now let us see the next statistical term, class frequency. The number of atoms which belongs to a particular class is called class frequency of that class. It is denoted by F. Consider the following classification to understand the class frequency. In the above table, there are 4 students in the class 10 to 20. Consider the class 10 to 20. There are 4 students. So this 4 is the frequency of class 10 to 20. Similarly, 18 is the frequency of the class 20 to 30. Likewise, 3 students is the frequency of the class 70 to 80. Next is midpoint or class mark. For the calculation of grouped or continuous data, we need midpoint or class mark. Let us see how it is calculated. The midpoint or class mark is given by midpoint of a class equal to lower limit of a class plus upper limit of a class divided by 2. Means it is L lower limit plus upper limit U divided by 2. Lower limit is denoted by small m. Now let us see how we calculate midpoint or class mark. Consider the classification of number of students with marks. Consider the first class 10 to 20. Here L equal to 10 lower limit and upper limit U is 20. So calculate the first midpoint M1 L plus U by 2 as 10 plus 20 divided by 2. and it comes out to be 15. 15 is the midpoint or class mark of first class. Similarly, we can calculate the midpoint of the class 50 to 60, as here the lower limit is 50, upper limit is 60. So m equal to here m7, seventh midpoint equal to 60 plus 50 divided by 2, and it comes out to be 55. This is the midpoint of this 7th class, 50 to 60. Likewise, you can calculate the midpoint of any class by using this formula. Now let us see the next term. Nature of the data. While calculating the statistical terms, we must know the nature of the data. According to the nature of the data, there is a modification in the formula of calculation. Now let us see the nature of the data one by one. The first nature of the data is individual data. In individual data, if values of individual items are given, then the data is called an individual data. The form of individual data is x1, x2, x3, likewise xn. These are the n individual values we have given. For example, let us see the example to understand the individual data. Suppose we have given 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 0, 6, etc. Here we have given individual values, means separate values. There is no repetition of the values. Such a data is called individual data. Now let us see the second nature of the data. Discrete data. If only discrete or distinct values and their frequencies are given, that data is called discrete data. The form of the discrete data is as follows. Suppose we have values x1, x2, x3, x4, likewise xn, and their corresponding frequencies are also given. Suppose x1 has frequency f1, x2 has frequency f2, f3, likewise xn has frequency fn. Then this data is known as discrete data. Here n is the sum of frequencies, summation fi, where sigma is a Greek letter used to denote the summation of the observations, sum of observations. For example, consider the example to understand the discrete data. Suppose we have given the values of x as say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and their frequencies are 2, 3, 9, 7, 10 and 11. Here the distinct values and their frequencies are given. Hence this data is discrete data. Here the total of the frequency comes out to be 42. Now let us see the third nature, continuous or grouped data. If different classes and their frequencies are given, then that data is called continuous or grouped data. The form of continuous or grouped data is as follows. Here in continuous data, values are grouped into different classes and number of values belonging to a particular class are counted. Now let us see the example. Suppose we have given the classes 0 to 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40 to 50, and their frequencies are given. 2, 4, 8, 7 and 10. Here we have given different classes and their frequencies, hence this data is continuous data. Continuous data. In this lecture we have learned the statistical concepts, class interval or class. Second one is class limit, class boundaries. Third one is lower limit of a class. Fourth is upper limit of a class, class width, open-end classes, frequency, class frequency, midpoint of a class or class mark, and last one is nature of the data. In the nature of the data we have learned the three natures: individual data, discrete data and continuous data. All these are the basic terms of statistics. If you want to learn more basic terms of statistics, then click on I button, which is displayed on the top right corner of the screen, and the link of that lecture is also mentioned in the description box. For further more statistical concepts, we meet in the next lecture. Till then, we will stop here. Thank you.